What's up, YouTube? Back again with another video. So this one, I've been asked a bunch about this. So this is going to be semen retention aura. So it's really just energy, your vibe. It's all the same thing. But before I get into this, I do want to talk about, y'all can see the clouds in the sky. Those are not real clouds. Those are cloud seeded. They're talking about how it's because we're in a drought, blah, 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 blah. We just had some crazy flooding here in Tennessee. And then we had a tornado, flooding. Then a cold front moved through, and it was a bunch of snow. Hey, how's it going? And so it's Monday right now. It's not going to rain until Thursday. It was a perfectly clear day. They've seeded the clouds. The sky just has a haze in it right now. And of course, the streaks from the clouds, y'all can see that it's like a haze. That's not a normal cloud. Just want to bring attention to that because this is something that's going on, just like many other things that are all put there to make us unhealthy. So we can't have these types of conversations. All right, but we're going to get straight into it on the aura. So aura, energy, vibe, whatever you call it, it's all the same thing. Aura is like a new word that's taken off. And everybody's talking about aura right now. So the reason that everybody is talking about it is because most people are lacking it. Most people don't have a vibe. Most people are just human beings. They're physical creatures. They're very materialistic. And I don't mean that in the way of like money, money, money. They just view the world through a materialist view. They don't see a spiritual realm. They don't think of things outside of earth or outside of themselves, right? Which is very animalistic in its nature and materialistic, right? They showed that people who got the COVID vaccine tended to be materialist, and people who didn't get the COVID vaccine believed in a higher power, right? So this is the aura. Less and less people are believing in a higher power, so more and more people are becoming materialistic, right? You need a scientist. I've got people commenting on my videos for the things that I say that I need to, have some type of scientific study to prove what I'm saying to be true. Most of y'all already know through your own intuition, because you believe in a higher power, you know the things that I say are true, and you're like me, you don't need a scientist to tell you what's true or what's not. You have a spirit, and your spirit knows, right? So at the base level, you are a spirit contained inside of a physical body. You're not a body with a spirit in it. Now, you can't separate your spirit and your body. You can momentarily, but you can't do it forever. You will come back to the body, right? I've been meditating for 6 years. There's times where I'm meditating and I forget that I have a body. And it's like I remember that I have a body and I start to come back into it, right? So for the time that I forget, I'm completely in the mental plane, in the spiritual plane, right? But you can't ever, all these people talking about manifestation and stuff, all that stuff is true and real, but you can't just sit around meditating all the time and drawing things to you because you still exist in this body. You are not God. You are not existing outside of your body. Your spirit is held down by your body. Just know that. So semen retention moves you into more spirit. You become less matter and you become more wave, right? And it's because you're not stimulating your body. So it's like you forget that you have sexuality and your energy can move elsewhere. You can become more energetic because you hold on to your semen. Now, your mind is electric and your heart is magnetic. This creates your electromagnetic field, which is your aura. The earth has an electromagnetic field. You have an electromagnetic field. We can take cameras and take photos of it now, right? It's just light. We as humans, our eyes do not perceive most of the light spectrum. Microwave, when you microwave something, it's light. Radiation, you get an X-ray, X-rays are light. Gamma rays are light. All this stuff is on the light spectrum that we cannot see. But your aura can be felt. It can be intuitively sensed and experienced. But it's really just light coming off of you. This is why you'll hear people say we're light beings. Jesus was the way, the truth, and the life, right? And he was full of light. They did some scientific studies on the Shroud of Turin, which is basically the cloth that Jesus was buried in, and they discovered that it was light that imprinted onto that. It was light that caused the imprint onto the Shroud of Turin. The light of God, of the universe, was pouring through Jesus in a massive way and coming off of and out of him in a massive way. This is what happens when you retain. You become more light. So your aura grows, it increases, and people can feel it. It expands outward. It becomes more expansive. Now, on top of it becoming stronger and increasing, it becomes more pure too. People are not used to strong energy that is also pure. They're gonna think that you're on drugs. That's why people are staring at you. That's part of the reason, is they're trying to figure it out, because there's a piece of them that thinks you might be on drugs because you've got this strong ass energy and it's pure. And if these people see you on a regular basis, they see you constantly with this strong, pure energy, and people are not used to it. That's why everybody's talking about aura, is because less and less people have it. So now people are curious of it. What is it? What's the energy? What's the vibe? What's going on? So anything that moves you away from the body is going to move you more to the spirit. Fasting. In the Bible, it says, man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that flows out of the mouth of God. If you stop eating food, you start to let go of the body. You start to forget about the body, and you realize that you don't need it so much, and you become more spirit. It's the same way when you're retaining. You start to let go of the body, and you become more spirit. So your energy increases. Overall, you have more energy. You know this if you've retained for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. You experience an increase in energy. You really just you can get things done, right? It's freeing up creative sexual energy within you. Other people notice this. They feel this. This is why your aura gets stronger and expands more, and your vibe is a lot stronger. And it's like other people can know where your head is at without you having to speak, because they can feel that energy coming off of you. This is why you get the female attraction, because women are much more sensitive to this energy than men are, right? And they have to be in order to protect themselves. They need to be able to feel jerking off ass, creepy ass vibes. They need to be able to feel that. That's why you'll notice sometimes dudes who are even good looking and attractive got no bitches. And it's because they're indulging their sexuality so much, it's repelling the women from them, right? So when you retain, you increase the energy and you purify the energy. So everybody wants a piece of it because it's pure energy. Babies, animals. You'll notice babies staring at you, wanting to play with you. You'll notice animals staring at you, dogs running up to you, looking at you from a distance. And that's one big thing is you'll notice even if people can't feel your energy, they will stare at you from a long distance, from 50 feet away. People will be staring at you. It's that vibe. It can be felt from extremely long distances, right? Now, again, your mind is electric and your heart is magnetic. So your thoughts and your feelings are creating the electromagnetic field around you. This is why people pick up on your energy being pure, and they just assume that you're a good person because you've actually disciplined yourself on a base level human urge that most people, 99% of people, do not do. This is why NoFap is different than semen retention, right? NoFap is the dudes that do it just for female attraction. This is why if you're retaining and you practice semen retention, you move deeper and you start to experience different levels of life. And you begin to have experiences in life that change you. You can't ever unsee them. You can't ever unfeel them. You can't ever unexperience them. And it changes you. And it's why you end up with dudes like me who have been doing this for years. Because there's so many powerful experiences that you can't unsee it and you can't undo it. And so you don't want to go back to the materialistic way of life. Again, this is not materialism as in money and stuff. It's just as in viewing the world as strictly physical. That shit sucks. It's really not that fun. So, a lot of times you seem to be lucky when you're retaining. Personally, I'm not a believer in luck. I think that everything is karma. You create good karma and bad karma for yourself. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's an explanation of karma in the manner of physics. So, this luck is actually just blessings because you've disciplined yourself and you've become more of a spirit, and God is happy with you because you're closer to Him, right? This is why you should do things like this. It is perfectly okay to want to be blessed on earth. There's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody is meant on earth today to reach enlightenment and become like Jesus and overcome death. Some of you need to have certain experiences in life before you can really reach your spirit, right? I needed to go out and have sex with a bunch of women before I could get to this phase of my life. I needed to experience women. There was such a strong passion inside of me that I had to get it off. I had to have these experiences to come to this point of my life. There's just certain things, right? Some of y'all need to get rich before you can start pursuing the spirit. You need to be able to buy the fast car. You need to be able to get a helicopter, to do whatever the fuck you want. Some people need to travel the world before they can start pursuing their spirit, truly pursuing it in a big way. I'm still young. I'm too young to be done. There's things that I still want and that I still desire deep down before I can pursue God 100% with my life. It's all fleshing out that karma. There's just things you need to do. Semen retention is something that will, because it purifies you on an emotional level and it increases your magnetism, it'll make these things happen faster. You'll attract and draw the things into you faster. Why do you think women can do nothing but receive everything. They're emotional creatures, so they're pulling things into them magnetically, right? This is why you seem to get lucky when you're retaining. Your heart is becoming more pure, and you're drawing things into yourself, and that karma, whether good or bad, is being burnt through just a little bit faster because your spirit is being called by God. What's his name? Kodak's got a song, Calling My Spirit. Calling my spirit. Right? God is calling your spirit all the time. If you're watching this video, he's pulling on that shit. Not everyone even knows this exists. And some people are going to find out about this information and they're not going to pursue it. There's lessons they have to learn first. They're just not there yet. So when you purify your electromagnetic field, the light moves closer to a white light, right? A pure light. Blue, red, all these colors are off-white. White is the color of purity and just pure light. You move closer to that through retaining. This is why people like you, because it's like they know. They know that you're a pure soul. This is why people respect you and they're so kind to you. This is why some of y'all, if you're like me, sometimes the respect and the good treatment comes so quickly, you're not mentally in the place of feeling worthy of it. So you're almost ashamed that you're getting this special treatment. You almost feel like you don't deserve it because you're still kind of remembering your old self and your old sins. I went through this where things started coming to me so quickly and so much that it was overwhelming, and I had to let go and come to a place where I understood I do deserve this stuff. And I had to consciously tell myself, when people are respectful and kind and they go out of their way and inconvenience themselves to do things for you, do not tell them no out of some type of false humility. Let these people perform this kindness. They need it. And you're selfishly saying no because you don't feel worthy. It's not put in front of you if you're not worthy of it. And sometimes it can feel weird because you're treated like a king. You're reaping what you've sown. And again, part of it is just letting the other person perform this act of kindness, that they need that. And you have to humble yourself and say, it's not about me. Let me just receive this. I've been working. People have offered me waters. People have offered me Cokes and stuff. And I'll take the stuff and I won't even drink it. I don't drink sodas, but I would take it from this, a grandma being nice, offering me a Coca-Cola. I would take the Coca-Cola and I pour it out later and throw it away. People will say, oh, that's wasteful. Yeah, but it's a Coke. Like, the Coke's not really helping people. And this woman was able to experience love by giving to me. And I was able to feel love by receiving from her. And I extended love by knowing that I could receive this. She didn't have to know. She got to feel love, right? So sometimes it's going to be weird when people are so kind to you. Just humbly accept. So yeah, you're going to notice that everything starts to come to you easier. When I was first getting pretty good at retaining, I was selling cars and people would come to me. I would have customers. I had learned that I could go outside and I could just sit outside. or I could just walk around the parking lot. And I didn't have to walk up to customers, they would come to me. And that would change the whole dynamic. And my managers sometimes, they would kind of be on some envy shit, looking at me like, why do these people like you so much? And why do they want to buy from you so much? They didn't care. They're just like, as long as they buy, I don't care. But they would be, like, why do these people love you so much? And it's because they don't know, I'm retaining and I'm meditating every day. So I have this energy that is just clean, and these people trust me, and they can trust me. And that's part of the reason my managers would be looking at me kind of side-eyed, because the people trusted me too much. But I was honest with them. If they asked me, do you think we should buy this car, and it was a bad financial decision, I would tell them, look, don't tell my managers this. They're going to be mad, but you can't afford this car. Right here, the numbers and stuff, you think that you can. You've done the math, but you're stretching your finances so thin that if one thing comes up, you're done for. You need to buy a car a little bit cheaper than this. And I know it's hard to go down once you've set your mind on the leather seats and stuff, but you will be grateful that you did it, that you saved some money, because you're going to get wrecked by these banks. And it's all because you're coming from a place of desperation. So people would buy from me. They trusted me, and they would send other people my way because of this. But this is that increase in energy at the base level. It's because you're not stimulating your sexuality. So you're moving away from your body and more into the spirit. You're increasing your energy. An overall increase in energy is going to increase your vibe, and you're becoming more pure in your mind and your heart. So the vibe and the light that you're putting out is more pure, and people and things are attracted to that. You're a human. You're able to achieve the highest vibration of anything on earth. Nothing else on earth can achieve the vibe that you can achieve, right? So everything draws into you when you're this way. Learn to accept it humbly, take it for what it is, and just understand this is a natural process. Don't lose yourself in ego on how great you are because you're receiving these things. It's all just part of it. But there you go, fellas. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment, whatever the fuck you want to say. Have a good one.